As far as jobs goes, obviously in the early 90s, a lot of the cutbacks have started to come in, and you were competing against countries like China, India, Brazil, South Africa, places like that. What could make steel, the product that you're making, a lot cheaper. They weren't making the aerospace parts. They still had them here and in France and Germany. But a lot of the sort of what's known as clog iron type, low alloy type steels, a lot of the products that were made for that were competing against China. So if we could make a forging for £1,000, they could make it for £300. And you've shipped it over here, and the cost of that would have been another 200. So let's say 300 to 500. They're still saving £500 if you were to make it here. So it cost us 1,000, cost them 300 plus the transport, which was 200. So you're still making a £500 saving. So you're competing against things like that. A lot of the general steel products have gone to China and India and Brazil and other countries which are starting to operate. And you were competing against the ex-Russian Empire, countries like Ukraine, who were quite technically were very good. So they were trying to open their market to the world. So you're competing against companies from Ukraine. So although the Chinese and the Indians weren't technically up there, but the Ukrainians were, and they made more or less good quality steel, which they could sell to the world. And a lot of the jobs did deteriorate, so they had to shut certain units down, and the people who worked in them units obviously lost their jobs. So that wasn't a good sight to see, but unfortunately that's the way the world it is. Yeah, a lot of the steel industry went abroad and has gone abroad, but they still do make some steel out there, which is quite specialised. So I'd say, yeah, there's been a big decline over the last couple of 2 or 3 decades now, since the 80s, early 90s when I was in.